Come back to the topic again on solutions. So in the previous video we have studied elevation in the boiling point and some numerical problems on that one. Now let us consider depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. First let us see what is meant by that freezing point. Freezing point of a solvent is the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the solid solvent and liquid solvent are identical. Suppose you consider a solid, it has a, let us say, vapor pressure P0. If the liquid of the same substance is also having the same vapor pressure at a particular temperature, then that temperature is named as the freezing point. So let us consider the definition first. The temperature at which the vapor pressure of the solid is same as that of its liquid. It is called the freezing point. It is called freezing point. Now, when a solute is added to a solvent, in this chapter, when we say a solute, remember it is a non-volatile, non-electrolyte, unless we mention about the nature of the solute. When you consider a non-volatile, non-electrolyte solute, the vapor pressure of the solvent decreases. When the vapor pressure decreases, automatically the freezing point also decreases. Say for example, for water, if you consider the pure water freezing at 0 degrees Celsius, when a non-volatile solute is added to this solvent, its freezing point will decrease to some minus degrees. So we can say -1, -2, -3, etc. So that decrease in the freezing point by the addition of a non-volatile, non-electrolyte solute to the solvent is called as the depression in freezing point. So this depression in freezing point is also a colligative property that we can show by drawing the graph of again vapor pressure versus temperature graph, as in case of the elevation in the boiling point. Now let us consider the graph which contains the vapor pressures of pure solvent, the solution 1 and solution 2. Now let us consider this as the vapor pressure. This y-axis is indicating the vapor pressure. This increases in this direction. And this is the temperature which increases as we move to the right along the x-axis. When we consider this vapor pressure of the pure solvent, it is having this variation. As the temperature increases, the vapor pressure of the solvent increases. At this particular temperature, when it is further cooled, the vapor pressure of the solid solvent decreases. So at this temperature, the vapor pressure of the pure liquid solvent and solid solvent are identical. That vapor pressure is called as the vapor pressure of the solid solvent as well as the pure liquid solvent. And this vapor pressure is indicated by this P0. The corresponding temperature is actually T0. This T0 is actually freezing point of the pure solvent. When we consider a solution will be having the lower vapor pressure. The vapor pressure goes on decreasing with decrease in the temperature. So on the solid solvent curve, the vapor pressure of the solution will be at a lower value. So this is solution 1. And this temperature corresponds to the temperature T1. And the vapor pressure corresponding to this one is indicated as P1. P1 is vapor pressure of the solution 1 at this temperature T1, that is freezing point. Now if you further consider a solution with a higher concentration, the vapor pressure will be still lower, and this is the temperature at which it reaches the solid solvent curve. Let us say this is P2. For very dilute solutions, these curves appear to be straight lines. That's why we apply colligative properties only to the dilute solutions. So, if you consider these points as A, B, C, D and E. For dilute solutions, triangle ABD and triangle ACE are similar. When we go to the topics of similar triangles, we have that the ratio of the corresponding sides are equal. So if you take this AB by AC, AB by AC, that is equal to BD, AD divided by AE, AD divided by AE. AB is nothing but equal to the temperature difference between the pure solvent freezing point and solution freezing point. So this AB can be written as T0 minus T1 divided by AC is T0 minus T2. That will be equal to AD is P0 minus P1 divided by P0 minus P2. T0 minus T1 is called as the depression in freezing point for the solution 1. So it is indicated as delta T1 divided by delta T2. Decrease in the freezing point of the solvent, so solution 1, solution 2. That will be equal to the lowering of the vapor pressure delta P1 divided by delta P2. Lowering of the vapor pressure for the solution 1 and solution 2. This delta P1, we can also write this as delta P1 divided by P0 divided by delta P2 divided by P0. This is relative lowering of vapor pressure for solution 1. This is relative lowering of vapor pressure for solution 2. So relative lowering of vapor pressure is a colligative property. That's why the depression in the freezing point is also a colligative property. Therefore, we can write this as delta T is directly proportional to delta P. Since delta P is a colligative property, delta T, we can say delta TF. It is because it is for the freezing point depression. Delta TF is also a colligative property. But our aim is to derive the expression for the molecular mass. That's why we should consider this relative lowering of vapor pressure delta P is equal to molality, or is directly proportional to molality. Therefore, delta TF is also proportional to molality. This M stands for molality of the solution. Molality of the solution. When we say molality, we can write this as delta TF is equal to some constant KF into molality. When molality is equal to 1, when M is equal to 1 or for 1 molal solution, delta TF becomes equal to KF. Delta TF becomes equal to KF. KF is called molal depression constant. Molar depression constant. This is also named as the cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant. Because depression in the freezing point or the low temperature phenomena are called as the cryoscopy. So this depression in freezing point can be considered as the cryoscopy. But delta TF is actually equal to KF when M is equal to 1 or molar solution is 1. If you are asked to define what is molar depression constant, then we say depression in freezing point, depression in freezing point caused by 1 mole of solute. Remember, when we say 1 mole of solute, it is non-volatile, non-electrolyte solute. 1 mole of solute is dissolved in 1 kg solvent. We can also write this 1 kg solvent as 1000 grams of solvent. Depression in freezing point caused by 1 mole of solute dissolved in 1 kg of the solvent is called molar depression constant. Molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant, that is KF. As usual, this KF is actually expressed in terms of Kelvin kg per mole. Unit of KF. Unit of KF is Kelvin kg per mole. So there are some important informations regarding this one. First we have to calculate the molecular mass of the solute by using this expression. So that is we are considering here. So to derive the expression for molecular mass. Expression for molecular mass. So we know that delta TF is proportional to KF, is equal to KF into molality. Is equal to KF into molality. But molality is indicated as KF into W2 divided by W1 M2, where KF is cryoscopic constant. Cryoscopic constant. This subscript 2 is used for the solute always, I told you already. So W2 is weight of solute. M2 molecular mass of solute, and W1 is weight of solvent in kg. But if you write weight of the solvent in grams, then we have this delta TF is equal to 1000 KF W2 divided by W1 into M2. Therefore, molecular mass of the solute M2 is equal to 1000 KF W2 divided by W1 into delta TF. If you know the freezing point of the pure solvent and freezing point of the solution and weight of the solute, weight of the solvent, we can calculate the molecular mass of the solute. So this is about the expression for the molecular mass. Some important informations we have about this cryoscopy and applications of the cryoscopy, etc. that we shall see in the next video. Thank you.